Sorry? We can't be interviewing and like
Why?
recording people inside of the mall area because
It's a public area.
yeah, no, it's actually not. It's a private area. It's privately owned.
What's your dream home look like? If you could answer that question.
An underground bunker.
Really?
Yeah. I just need something where I can keep a lot of people chained up
Right?
and torture them.
Massacre them, right? Yeah.
That's kind of my dream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your dream home look like?
I have my dream home on Lake McQueen.
Excuse me, what's your dream home look like?
I mean,
We're going around town asking locals and visitors. No? We're recording, we're filming. No? What's up, guys? So we're gonna ask the locals here in San Antonio, what does your dream home look like? And some of which are already living their dream home, some of which are not. And I'm curious to see the answers to these questions, and we'll go based off of those conversations as the interview unfolds. So let's go and hop into these interviews right now. Hello, excuse me, ma'am. A quick question. We're going around town asking locals and visitors. No? We're recording, we're filming. No? Okay, we can't get everybody, man. That's how it is. That's how the game is. So, on to the next one. I'm really curious, guys. Should I continue to keep the Karen moments on camera so you guys can enjoy and watch them? Or should I completely take it off? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments. Should I keep them or should I not? Excuse me, sir. Question for you. We're going around town asking locals, what's your dream home look like? If you could answer that question.
An underground bunker.
Really?
Yeah. I just need something where I can keep a lot of people chained up
Right?
and torture them.
Massacre them, right? Yeah.
That's kind of my dream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, but why is that? Is it because like a favorite movie for you, or?
Oh no, I was just coming up with a smart ass answer because I didn't want to say anything.
That's okay. That's okay. I like those comments too. I just interviewed. I had a Karen moment, with someone else. But like, are you a local here in town? Are you visiting?
I've been here for a little over a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you move from before?
Colorado.
Colorado. What brought you to Texas in general?
This.
Your child. Is it the Texas education or what? Other than that.
They were relocated without
Okay.
my consent, so I just moved.
Okay. So you're basically with your hands tied, right?
Yeah. You just do what you got to do.
What part of town are you guys in located? What attracted to you that part of town, or if you could share with our audience? Because a lot of people are from out of state that are moving here. I've interviewed people from various states like Colorado, California, Minnesota. So I'm really curious.
Honestly, it was just the first decent rental house I could find that didn't look like a scam. Like when you live in another state and you have to find a place to live, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
You just got to trust pictures and FaceTime and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, we're on Leon Valley, Alamo
Okay.
Ranch, I believe, like
Okay.
northwest
That's
side.
That's a good area.
Yeah, it's right by school and stuff. So,
If you don't mind me asking, what do you pay roughly a month? Like, what does that get you in that part of town?
on that part of town, if you're looking to rent like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, probably like anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500, depending on where it is and the quality and all that.
Sure.
I don't pay anywhere near that, thankfully, because I got a good deal early. But yeah, it's not bad. And that would be my biggest recommendation if you're moving, is just find like a room to rent or just a short-term lease place and just get in town, and then you can actually figure out where you like to live and where you don't want to live.
Right.
Because I feel like visiting, it's kind of hard to get an idea.
Yeah.
Like everything can look nice on the right day, but I mean,
Yeah.
you don't know.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. If money were no object, what part of town would you live in? Are you that familiar yet with San Antonio or not so much?
Yeah, probably like Olmos Heights, Alamo Heights area, probably.
I really like that area. I call that area like the old money community because it is. And it's also, I feel like if you've seen the movie The Great Gatsby, I feel like those are the style homes there, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, it's you got some ranch houses, but like some are more like the cottage style, and yeah, you can tell they're old homes. Like no matter what city it is, you can tell where the old homes are. And it's nice that they kept and kind of updated those.
Sure. For someone who's on the fence and are hesitating about moving to San Antonio, what are some takeaways they can get from you as a now local here, moved from Colorado? What are some pros and cons you could share with them that can help them make that decision a little bit easier for them to move down here?
It depends on if you're going to need to drive to and from work. I would figure out where that is first, and then put it in your GPS and then see how long it's going to take to get from where you're at, and not like at 3 in the afternoon change the time to 7 in the morning. because you're going to figure out really quick where you don't want to live if you're traveling to like the southeast side of town and you live like where I do on the northwest side of town. It could take you 40 minutes, or on the wrong day it could take you 2 hours. Like, you don't know. So I think location is partly, you know, what looks nice, where you feel comfortable, but also where you can conveniently get to where you need to go without having to get up 2 hours early every day.
Right. And do you commute for work, or are you work at home?
Yeah, well, both. I work from home. I'm in school full time, getting my master's, and I commute. But it's usually roughly about 30 minutes. But I mean, you just have to leave 15, 20 minutes early and expect it to be late.
Right.
Traffic's always going to be bad.
What are you majoring in right now?
Environmental science. I'm getting a master's in environmental policy management.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going for you so far?
Pretty good. I just registered for my last semester, so I'll be done in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that local here, or is that more online and somewhere on other campus online, or?
It's online. It's through American Military University out of West Virginia.
Are you military?
No. No, it's American Public University system, but they go by American Military University. Just, I don't know.
Okay.
I think they get funding.
One final question. What would you ever move out of San Antonio, or is this like a final stop for you?
Oh yeah, no, it's a stepping stone. It's nice, but it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not made for the heat. Like, I did a DNA test and it literally said like, you are not made to be in the heat, and so that's been the biggest struggle, is getting used to humidity and heat. But yeah, I'm probably going to go back to Colorado at some point, but it's definitely a nice place depending on if you can handle the heat and you don't mind like overcast days a lot, especially in the mornings. But it's not bad. It just, like I said, it's for me personally, it's not for me. I want mountains, I want forests, and you know, stuff like that. So it's a good stepping stone. It's not a bad place, but it's just not for me yet.
I've experienced that. I've had some clients that, you know, they moved to San Antonio, but they're like, it's not for me. Like you said, I like the mountains, I like the colder weather, you know, that type of stuff. So, I mean, but you kind of still enjoy living here for a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean, like days like today where you wake up and you're just instantly sweaty when you step out of the house. Like, that's my biggest thing. It's like, if it wasn't miserable all the time, I think I'd enjoy it more. But it's always just like, okay, how long is it going to take to get from the car to where I need to go? And how sweaty am I going to be?
Yeah, right. Like you're entering a microwave in the car, right?
Yeah, and that's, again, like that's my biggest thing. Like, I'm used to the altitude, you know, I was fine. Like, I didn't like have problems exercising or anything up there. So I think that was the biggest thing, is my body was not used to it. It took about a year.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I remember when I visited for Colorado for snowboarding purposes, I had bloody noses, so I wasn't used to that. So I'm sure you're used to that, right?
Yeah, you get used to it within a couple of months usually. But if you're visiting, people say a couple of days. The positive is, if you're visiting Colorado for other recreational reasons, that and alcohol work 10 times better if you're not used to the altitude. So you can be new to Colorado and go get one drink and you'll be good. Like, yeah, people don't say that about altitude sickness, is that it can work in your favor if you do it right.
Okay. What's the final takeaway about San Antonio, like pros and cons, that you've experienced here, living here about a year, that you could share with our audience?
I think the pros are, you know, some of the schools and, you know, obviously the parks. And I mean, there's a lot of really nice things to do, for museums and zoo, and there's several zoos. The cons would be, I mean, I don't like necessarily what I've seen as far as local policing and like city council and government issues, political stuff. There's a lot of infighting, and I feel like a lot of resources are being wasted. Like, you're spending millions of dollars a year to wash chalk off of a sidewalk instead of cleaning up like urine and trash at bus stops. It just seems like their focus is more politically motivated. If you're not cleaning up graffiti right here on the wall, you're cleaning up something that someone put like happy vibes or something on the concrete. Yeah. Like, it's kind of weird. So that's a big turnoff for me, when I feel like I can't necessarily trust police. But again, I just feel like that's probably like a city council or governmental issue, where they're just either trying to make money, or they're like, hey, we're not putting up with this in our city, which is, I guess that's me. Is like, if the city is saying like they don't like something that I think is not only not bad, but like a positive thing and adds beauty, and just, I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, if it's that little of an issue that you're making that big of a deal out of, like what are your priorities, man? Yeah. Like the Texas session thing, like they're having a special session right now for the flood victims. I'm like, no, you booked that a month ago when the THC ban got knocked down, and you said we need to have a special session to figure this out. And then the flood happened, and now you're all like, oh, it's for the flood victims. It's like, no, it's about redistricting now. Like, you guys, it's just, I don't like the super conservative, like MAGA, like Republican type political crap in the state, and that's one of the big reasons that I don't like it. Is, you know, I just don't feel like it's going in the right direction. That 20 years from now, we're going to be going the opposite direction, and gladly, and most of the local people will be represented properly, but the fact that just a bunch of old rich white guys want to keep control of it is kind of depressing. You're like, oh, so schools aren't going to get funding, but we're going to get the 10 commandments posted in the classrooms. Like, teachers don't get a raise, but you're required to have a minute for prayer every day. I'm like, what is it? Like, priorities, man, you know?
So you're not a believer?
No, not at all, no. I was raised that way, but I think around 11 or so, I was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
Okay, so you're not really involved in church or anything like that, or any church activities?
no, I mean, I do volunteer work, but I don't need to go to a church through that. Like, I've worked with my talent and like blood drives, and like you can Google my name and see like different blood drives I did in Odessa and in Midland, and I just believe in, like, if you want to do something and help someone, like, physically go and do it. Like, go buy that guy on the corner a meal and give him $5 and be like, I hope you have a good day, good luck. Like, just be the change you want to see. Like, you don't need to be a part of a group of people to do it, which there are plenty of churches that do good and help people for sure, but there again, it's all about priorities. Like, how much are the people at the top making off of those donations every Sunday, and how much of it is going to help people? Because if pastor drives up in a really nice $80,000 car and wants me to donate, I'm like, no, you're not in it for the right reasons, you know. Mega churches and things like that, it's essentially a business, you know, and it's a political affiliation. They're telling people, you know, if you don't vote this way, you're going to go to hell, and that's what it's like. I don't get it. It seems like a big mess right now, and Texas is definitely kind of at the epicenter, I feel like. And again, like, you get out of I think past Oklahoma, towards northern Colorado, past Colorado Springs, just start being around people that aren't like overly in your face about it. They're like, yeah, go to church, it's fine, it's no big deal. Like, whereas people here are just like, what? You know, like, you don't? I'm like, yeah, it's not that uncommon, but I think it's 25% of the country or so now. It's gone up from like 5 to 10% to like almost a quarter of the country just don't attend church or don't identify with anything. There again, it's like politics. It's younger people and younger generations, I think, are slowly moving away from things that older generations did and were part of their lives and felt were important. And I think it's kind of a good thing in that people are living their lives how they feel like they should, not how they're told that they should, sort of thing. Because it's another way to control, I feel like. Again, there are good churches that do good things, but if you're told you're not allowed to be around other people that don't believe, you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that, if you get pregnant, you got to keep it. Like, it's a form of control, I feel like, especially with women. Like, you're supposed to listen to your man, like, he tells you what to do, like, he's the leader. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like women make a lot better decisions than most men do, especially in the moment. It depends.
In some cases.
Yeah, but like level-headed, like intelligence, like I feel like there's no reason for a man to be in charge of somebody, you know, that seems kind of silly. So I think a lot of that, you know, the old school way of life is just not fitting with modern times, and I think more people are seeing that and being like, you know, I can't. This isn't anything positive for me. So.
Well, I appreciate that answer. I mean, I'm a born again Christian, and I enjoy these conversations because I'm not like forcing anything on you, you know. So it's good to have these conversations because I'm a believer and I'm not forcing anything on you as well, you know. So I'm actually going around town asking about San Antonio, but I really like that we actually went on something in depth, which was really cool, you know.
And I think if more people talked like this about politics and religion, and we're just open and friendly about it and willing to be like, hey, you're completely different from me, but we can find common ground on other stuff. Like, you and I probably would like the same stuff if we went and got a bite to eat, or went and got a beer, or went to see a movie, or like, we can find things that we can like about each other instead of just finding the one or two things we hate. Like, and for me, it's the same thing. Like, I see someone like get out of a big giant lifted truck that's parked in a handicap spot, and I'm like, oh, a douchebag mega guy, great. Like, but I try to be like, okay, yeah, that's
what if he's a Democrat?
But that's the thing, is like, he could be too. He's still a douchebag for doing it, and I'm not necessarily a Democrat either. I was not a fan of Joe Biden. I'm FJB and FDT. Like, it's all just a mess right now. But
are you famous? Because you said earlier in the conversation that if you look up my name, you'll find me, or something with volunteer. Am I talking to someone famous?
No, I mean, I used to do stand-up for a while, and you could probably find some of that. But no, I just meant like volunteer work and stuff. I was on the news a couple of times.
Okay, cool. Like in Colorado?
In Midland and Odessa, Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it for comedy or something else?
It was just volunteering. We were registering people to vote and doing COVID testing. as like a way to get people to want to donate. So it's like you got a free COVID test, an antigen test, and if you weren't registered to vote, you could register to vote. Like not necessarily political, just whoever you want to vote for. If you're not registered, let's fix that. And yeah, it did a lot. We got a couple hundred people registered to vote, and a couple dozen people donated each day. Like. So, like I said, like if you want to do something and you want to see change and positivity, just find some place and do it. Like I guarantee you, if we walked around here for 10 minutes, we could find some old lady or some old guy that's a widow that tries to do stuff around the house or go shopping and really can't.
Yeah.
Be like, hey man, like I'll go shopping
stuff.
for you. Like, what do you need? Do you need me to like wash your car? Like, just find people to do it, because then you're directly helping someone instead of giving someone else money and hoping that they do the right thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I personally, I feel more good about that because I'm doing the right thing because I want to do it, not because someone told me it's the right thing, not because someone told me if I don't do it, I'm going to be punished for it.
Yeah.
It's like, because a lot of people are like, oh, then if you don't have religion, you don't have morals. I'm like, okay, so if tomorrow you found out everything in the Bible was wrong and there is no God, would you just start killing people and raping people? And no, we get our morals from our society and from growing up and being around each other. And we're told what they are and what they should be by religion and politics and stuff like that. But you and I know what's right and wrong. Most people do. But that's where we get muddied. We get muddied when we involve religion and politics, and people get angry and they start fighting and disagreeing because they don't want to find that common ground. Like I said, like you can believe differently, I can believe differently. And I mean, I'll help you register to vote for the other guy if you're not registered. Like I believe in people having a voice and doing what they should. So like, if we just take all of that politics and religion out of it and just be people to each other, it becomes so much, like think of the Middle East. Legit, if you just remove religion and politics from Israel and Palestine, they'd be like, oh, okay. Like, it's cool now.
I'd have to disagree with you, and I'm not trying to be bash on you or anything. I'm not forcing anything on you. But the Bible is not even a book about religion. It's about a government. It's about a kingdom, you know. God said in the beginning in Genesis, be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth, and have dominion. Dominion is a compound word. King's dominion. Kingdom is a compound word. King's dominion. So God is a king who wants us to be a king of an assignment that you're a part of, whatever work or industry you're in, that's your assignment. You're the king over that. Or for the ladies that are watching, they're the queen of that scene, right? So I don't even think the word of God is a religion. Jesus is not even a religious figure. He's just a governmental figure. It's what I've studied in the Bible. And what you're just saying is about the golden rule. Jesus said that, you know, treat others as you want to be treated. So basically that's a subconscious principle that I find very helpful to live our lives. I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And the New Testament is a lot of positive things, but the problem is it contradicts not only itself in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John by giving 4 different accounts of the resurrection and the crucifixion as far as who was there, who wasn't there. Some accounts there was a bunch of angels outside. Some accounts it was just Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene. And I get it because it's different people telling different stories 30 to 50 years after it happened. So you're going to get different views. So if you agree that there might be a few things that were not remembered correctly or a few things that weren't perfectly translated by a divine source, then you have to be like, okay, all of it's in question now. So what is real? What isn't real? You know, Jesus probably was a person who lived, but people don't remember he was a brown-skinned Palestinian man who was a rebel and went to church and flipped tables and got angry because people were trying to make money and create a business off religion. And he was like, you can't do this to my father. Like, this isn't what we're about. And that's why I have problems with like modern churches. It's like, that's exactly what it is. You walk in, there's a coffee shop, there's CDs, there's books, it's a business more than it is a welcoming thing. And the Bible says if a man comes in nothing but like tattered robes or something like that, like someone who's poor, someone who has nothing, you're not supposed to shun them. You're not supposed to be like, get a job, you're an immigrant, or like, you're supposed to, literally it says you're supposed to take them, and the people in the front row are supposed to take off their, not all of their clothes, but pieces of their clothes, their jewelry, give it to that person and sit them in the front and treat them like royalty. And if we all did stuff like that, if we actually followed what it said to do, I think there again, it'd be a better place. But then you switch back to the Old Testament and it's like, well, there's rules on how much you can beat your slave. If you beat him and his eye falls out, then you gotta let him go. But if you beat him and nothing like that happens and he doesn't lose a limb, then he can go to work the next day. Or that if you sell your daughter into slavery, she's worth half as much as a male one is. And I mean, there's a lot of, like, God made, a bunch of bears maul 27 kids because they made fun of a guy for being bald. Like, there's a lot of weird crap. Yeah. And I mean, Lot and his daughters, like, you remember the story of Lot, and the wife looked back. Well, afterwards, like, they got him drunk, and
Yeah, I know.
yeah, like, and then like the angel was hiding with them, and he's like, no, to this crowd of people trying to get in his house to get to the angel, like, no, take my daughters. They've never known the touch of another man. Like, basically, they're like, they're virgins. You take them instead of like. I'm just like, dude, it's so immoral. The Isaac on the mountaintop with Abraham. Like, there's just so many times where even as a kid, I was like, what are they doing? Like, this isn't the right thing to do. Like, why would you kill everyone on earth because one city was sinning?
So you're what I'm hearing is you're very well educated in the Bible, is what I'm hearing. At least you know. Did you have an upbringing in the church? Is it a church? I don't know how should I say this. Did you have a bad experience, which is why you pulled away, or?
No, well, I mean, like, some people say the quickest way to become an atheist is to read the Bible from front to back. Like, literally read every word and digest it as, would I do this? Would I beat someone? Would I beat my child if they were on their period and sat in the same chair that I did? Or, I mean, there's just so many silly things. Like, are you going to burn your crops down every year if you're a farmer? Because on, I think, the 3rd or the 7th year, they'll become blessed. You and I are both wearing clothing of interchanged fabrics, and that's not cool. We're not wearing tassels. That's not cool. We eat shellfish. We touch the skin of a dead pig. We play football. Like, all of these things are right there next to a man shouldn't lie with another man. And I'm like, well, if we're just going to cherry pick what we like and what we don't like, we're not really believing in the whole thing. We're just believing in the parts that we like and forgetting the parts that we don't like. They're like, oh, that's not convenient anymore. That's from back in the day. That's because pigs were dirty and you get diseases. I'm like, well, then maybe the other stuff is outdated too, right? Like, again, you pull in, if one part is potentially even 10% is inaccurate, and most pastors will tell you after the Romans got control of the Bible from King James, who a lot of people don't know, King James was a bisexual man. So after the bisexual guy translated it and the Romans got a hold of it, a lot of crazy crap, or I mean before he translated, a lot of crazy stuff got put in, a lot of the violent stories got put in, stuff got taken out. Catholic Church took out the Book of Mary, the Book of Enoch. They almost took out Revelations if it wasn't for Martin Luther. There's just been so much infighting and changing that most people, I mean, if you talk to somebody who's studied religion their entire life, will tell you, like, yeah, there's 10 to 50% of it that might be mistranslated, that might be misaccurate, because so many hands have come across it over the years. And we can look at the initial translations in Aramaic, and we can look at the King James translations and see there's already differences. So again, it just comes back to, like, are you going to invest your whole life and energy into something that at the end of the day, even 10% might not be real? If you're doing it for all the good reasons and you're helping people and you're living a good life, yeah, go for it. It helps you do whatever it is you want to do. It helps people. Go for it. I don't have any problem with religion like that. But when you use it against people, if you use it as a tool of hatred, if you use it as a reason to kick out immigrants or not give black people the right to vote or women the right to vote, like, it just seems like it's a tool to control people in a hateful way. But I think our interview's about to get shut down.
That's okay. That's the security.
Yo, I know. I'm not like freaking out. I'm just saying he's going to probably tell us to break it up. But yeah, I think just go and read. The biggest thing I'd say is there's a book called The God Delusion by this guy on my arm, Richard Dawkins. Just check it out. Read it. I read books by people that are creationists trying to argue. Dr. Francis Collins, the guy who did the Human Genome Project, who mapped our DNA in the 90s, wrote some fantastic books. But even he believes that evolution's real and that a God who wants us to have free will wouldn't leave obvious road signs to there being a God. You don't have free will if you're like, oh yeah, look, there's proof right there.
Yeah.
So even Collins believes, like, hey, like, it's not all about all the Old Testament-y stuff. It's about the New Testament, do good, be good, that sort of thing. Believe what you want. And I think having that, and Collins and Richard Dawkins actually had a debate, I think in Life magazine like 20 years ago, and that's worth reading through. Because there's stuff I didn't even know, like there's microorganisms like bacterial flagellum that literally have an onboard motor, like a boat that run, and it's just this little piece of bacteria. Like, I didn't know how something could evolve into that. That's such a complex organism. So that's a good argument for creationism, and I fully support that. But also, the ones that argue against it are pretty predominant too. So I just feel like if we all like read a little bit into what other people believe and tried to see it from their side, even if we don't end up believing it, we can understand each other when we meet face to face. Like, if I walked up to you without us having this conversation and said I was a non-believer, you wouldn't assume that I know all the stuff that I know.
No.
Yeah, so like...
I mean, I'm enjoying this conversation, even though we have some certain disagreements. You know, that's it's not that we have to hate each other.
Nope, and that's what's healthy. Back in the day, in like the 20s, you'd see pictures of guys in circles around newspaper stands standing. And they weren't just reading the newspaper, they were talking. They were talking about politics and life and all of that.
Sorry, yeah, they sent us over here. Unfortunately, we can't be like recording recording and interviewing people inside the mall area.
Sorry?
We can't be interviewing and like
Okay.
recording people inside of the mall area because
It's a public area.
yeah, no, it's actually not. It's a private area. It's privately owned.
By who?
Whoever owns the mall. I mean, I don't know personally, but our management system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told you to-
You can't be recording in front of like storefronts and stuff like that. It would have to be outside of like.
We're outside of storefronts.
No, I know you just can't be recording in front of storefronts. That's the
Since-
thing I just said.
Since we're here, I was gonna ask you, what's your dream home look like?
I mean, I'm not too sure. I haven't thought about it much, honestly. Just
No.
kind of saving up money to figure that out, you know.
Yeah.
But as of right now, yeah, I got to do my job.
No
so
worries, man. I totally get it, man. You do your job, but we're just asking questions of locals here in San Antonio. That's all it is.
I mean, I don't think y'all are doing anything wrong, you know. I'm just
Yeah.
doing my job.
No
They
worries,
sent
man.
me
You're
over
doing,
here.
you're doing an amazing job, man. You're telling me what to do, right? So,
I mean, not that I want to be. It's
Right,
just they're
right,
sending me
right.
over here. It's kind of my job.
what are some pros and cons of the city of San Antonio that you found?
I guess most people are pretty nice for the
Yeah.
most part. Yeah.
I mean, you're a nice guy. You're already telling me what to do, but in a nice way.
I'm trying to be. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, of course. I mean, I always want to be a nice person.
Yeah.
Feels like it spreads
Yeah.
love and
Yeah.
you know.
What are some final takeaways you could share with our audience that are looking to possibly move to San Antonio? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What are some final takeaways you could share with some from our audience that are looking to possibly move to San Antonio, but they're not quite sure yet? Some like 2 cents, 2 nuggets, something.
Just be ready for traffic. A lot of traffic and construction, I guess, would be like the main thing. A lot of people are nice, though. It's a pretty good area. I mean, just like anywhere else, there's bad people, good people. You know, things will happen. Things will go wrong.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, I've had a good experience as long as I've been here.
Okay. Have you lived in San Antonio all your life, or?
No. I'm not originally from here. I'm actually from a small town, like an hour south from here.
Okay. What brought you to San Antonio? What was that deciding factor for you to, hey, I'm moving to San Antonio and that's it for me?
More just job opportunities. There's a lot more opportunities and just to get an experience of the city life more than just a small town life.
Okay, cool. And what do you rent here a month, or what's your mortgage a month if you own a house?
I'd say I live with a roommate, so it's about $1,300 a month.
Okay.
Just about.
So you're house hacking in a way a little bit, right?
Yeah, kind of.
What does that get you? What part of town?
It's kind of near this part, about like 5 miles from here, something like that.
Okay.
Not very far from La Cantera area.
Okay. If money were no object, what part of town would you live in San Antonio?
I probably wouldn't live in San Antonio. I would
Really?
live near my parents and try to visit them more, you know what I mean?
Is that an hour from here or so?
That's about like 3 hours, 4 hours from here in Texas still though.
What city is that in?
I'd rather not say.
That's okay, no worries. What's the final takeaway for someone who's like arguing with their spouse, or maybe a single person that's watching? Hey, I'm not quite sure yet. I need an extra information about San Antonio. Hey, I'm ready to move. Hey, I'm not ready to move. Something that you can help them make that decision easier.
I mean, it's all preference, just like whether or not you have people here that can be supportive if you're willing to like experience something on your own. Of course, if you do have a spouse, like you said, then I mean, that helps, but it's all about preference of whether or not you feel comfortable where you are. You know what I mean?
You've been great, man.
Alrighty.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. Y'all
We'll
have a
turn
good
it
day.
off. We'll turn it off. Thank you.
Alrighty. Y'all have a good one.
Likewise. So unfortunately, we didn't. I really enjoyed having that conversation with the other guy. There's some parts I disagree with. Obviously, I'm a Bible believer. I'm a born-again Christian. A lot of stuff that he says, it looks like he had an upbringing in the church. It is what it is. People have certain experiences. The Bible is derived by God Himself. He uses mankind. He uses His people to spread the word, write the word, and share the good news. So. I would have loved to continue the topic. You know, this is not a religious channel. This is not a political channel, but it turned into that in this video. So let's get one more interview or two and see if we could finish this video off. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. And if you guys are looking to move to San Antonio, relocate to San Antonio, you guys already know what to do. You can contact me personally. All my information's on the screen and also in the link in the description below. And if that's you, go ahead and contact me. You'll get a hold of me personally or someone from my team. So now let's get back with the video. Hello, excuse me, hi. We're going around town asking questions like, what's your dream home look like?
I have my dream home on Lake McQueenie.
Lake McQueenie.
Already built.
How did you get to that point in life? Like, I know there's a lot of people watching who aspire to get a dream home. What were the steps you took, if you could maybe collapse it with a time frame?
worked hard at every single job I had and worked my way up, made
Okay.
more money, and saved a lot of it, and then bought and sold other homes, made a profit on those, and then got this house, had this house built, my dream home.
That's awesome. And did you own a bunch of properties to get to that level yet, or?
No, I just bought other houses and sold them at a profit.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you a business owner as well, or no?
I am retired from
Retired.
banking, yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with San Antonio? Are you like all your life have lived here?
I live in San Antonio.
Okay. So we're asking pros and cons of the city because there's a lot of people that are watching are from out of state that are considering moving to San Antonio. So what are some pros and cons that you can help make that better decision for them? And maybe, hey, San Antonio is for me. Maybe it's not for me.
I think the traffic's not so bad as, say, like Austin and Houston and Dallas. So if you're
Okay.
a big city without all the traffic problems, I think that's a plus. I think the schools are good. Restaurants are good.
Okay.
I don't know what else is important to people, but yeah, they've got some. They're working on their parks, and so you can get around now and go from riding your bike from one park to the other. These little trails, which is fun if you have dogs.
That's awesome.
So I just think it's a good big town that doesn't feel like Dallas or Houston.
That's awesome. So I know what part of town you live in, but for someone who is not familiar with that area, can you describe the area? What's some amazing highlights that you can share with them? Maybe that part of town is more attractive to our viewer.
Yes. Well, it's a slower pace. Lake McQueen is a very tiny. Well, McQueen, Texas, is a tiny town, and there's a lake there.
Okay.
So obviously that is a wonderful part of it. But it's also right in the middle of Austin and San Antonio. It's just an hour to Austin, an hour to San Antonio. So you got the small town feel. I mean, don't move to New Braunfels or don't move to McQueen. Move to San Antonio. I just don't want it to get really, really big. But it is a really fast-growing area for good reason. It's very nicely located.
That's amazing. Would you consider yourself living there for the rest of your life, or is there another opportunity, maybe in another city or another state? Do you see yourself living there forever?
Yeah, I plan on not literally dying in this house, but that should be the last home I ever own.
How's the lifestyle there?
Lovely, quiet, and nice. Love it.
Do you own a boat there too, or?
Oh, absolutely. You can't live on a lake without a boat and a couple of jet skis.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I envy your lifestyle.
Yes, you should. And and the kids always want to come visit. And they bring the grandkids, so you don't have to beg them to come over and see you because everybody wants to come to the lake.
One more final takeaway that someone is, on the fence, maybe with their spouse, maybe a single person that's watching. Any other piece of information that could be very helpful? Hey, I'm going to move to San Antonio.
Yeah, all of my kids are married and have children. So as far as a single person, I know Austin is always such a more attractive place to go. I think San Antonio is a better option just because the cost of living is better. And if you want to go to Austin to party down, then I think you can do that too. But so I don't really know. I know there's a lot of good places to go for the single life, but I just hear rumors about it because I don't go.
Before we let you go, if you don't mind us sharing with us, what's the monthly payment look like out there where you live?
Well, if you live on the lake, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, obviously.
Yeah. Can you
living
give us
on
a range?
Water, no, I only know what my house is. First of all, there's not a lot of houses that you can buy on the lake. But are you talking about like in New Braunfels?
No, in your particular part of town. What do you pay a month roughly, if you don't mind sharing with us?
I pay a lot of money a month for my house because it's a big house and it's on the lake. So I wouldn't be a good example to use for someone that's looking for. A young person's not going to move into a house like mine. So I don't know how to answer that question.
But our demographics, when we look at the analytics, there's some people in their 40s and 50s that watch it. So maybe that's their dream.
Oh.
So
yeah. Well, I guess it's just like any other. You're going to pay for the land, which is going to be more expensive because it's on the water, and then you're going to pay about the same amount for a home because you're going to pay the same amount there. You're paying more for the land than you are for anything else. So just keep that in mind. You can build a really nice house on a little tiny piece of land on the lake, or you can build a really big house. Just depends. I would say probably anywhere between 4,000 and 8,000 if you're gonna build a house on a piece of land that touches the water.
To some people, that's very doable. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you've been amazing. Thank you so much for your insights. God bless you.
Am I gonna see myself on TV?
So we're gonna publish this on YouTube.
Okay.
It's gonna be about in October, November timeframe.
Okay.
But you'll definitely see us there. So God bless you. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed those interviews. I hope you guys got some good takeaways. If you guys are looking to move to San Antonio or relocate to San Antonio, don't hesitate to reach out. My phone number is on the screen. Email, text me, Zoom call. Does not matter how you get a hold of me. You're going to get a hold of me personally or someone from my team, but most likely me. So if you guys like this type of content, don't be afraid to hit me with one of these, and be sure to watch some more of our videos somewhere on the screen. See you guys on the next one.